Hello student. Now we are taking unit number 6, video number 3, lesson My Childhood. Lesson number 6, My Childhood. Before you can think any scientist who have also been statesman. APJ Abdul Kalam was project in space, defense and nuclear technology guided India into a 21st century, become our 11th president in 2002. In his autobiography, Wings of Fire, he speaks of his childhood. Number 1. I was born into the middle class Tamil family in the Iceland town of Rameswaram in the erstwhile Madras. Before independence, this area was called erstwhile Madras. तब उसे erstwhile कहा जाता था और वो मद्रास स्टेट में आता था. His father, Jainuddin, had neither much formal education nor much wealth. Despite this disadvantage, he possessed great innate wisdom and a true generosity of spirit. He had an ideal helpmate in my mother, Hasina Amma. I do not recall the exact number of the people she fed every day, but I am quite certain that far more outsiders eat with us than all the members of our own family put together. Innate का मतलब है inborn, a quality of the or feeding in one's nature. I was one of many children, a short boy with a rather distinguished look, born to tall and handsome parents. We lived in our ancestral house, which was built in the middle of the 19th century. It was a fairly large pakka house made of the limestone and bricks on the Mosque Street in Rameswaram. My austere father used to avoid all inessential comfort and luxuries. However, all necessities were provided for in terms of for good medicine and clothes. In fact, I would say mine was a very secure childhood, both materially and emotionally. Austere का मतलब क्या होता है? Simple, strict and serve. The Second World War broke out in 1939 when I was 8 years old. For reason I have never been able to understand, the sudden demand for termine seed, टर्मिन की जो सीड है और क्यूब्ड इन द मार्केट. आई यूज टू कलेक्ट द सीड and sell them to a provision shop on Mosque Street. A day collection would fetch me the princely sum of 1 anna. My brother-in-law Jalaluddin would tell me story about the war which I would later attempt to trace in the headlines in Dinamani. Our areas being isolated was completely unaffected by the war. But soon India was forced to join the Allied force and something like a state of emergency was declared. The first casualty came in the form of the suspension of the train halt at Rameswaram station. The newspaper now had to be bundled and thrown out from the moving train on the Rameswaram road between Rameswaram and Dhanushkodi. That forced my cousin Samsuddin to distribute newspaper in Rameswaram, to look for a helping hand to catch the bundles, and as if naturally I filled a slot. Samsuddin helped me on my first wages half in a century later. I can still feel the surge of pride in earning my own money for the first time. Every child is born with some inherited characteristic into a specific socio-economic and the emotional environment, and the trained in certain ways by figure of authority. I inherited honesty and self-discipline from my father, from my mother. From my mother, I inherited faith in goodness and deep kindness, and so did my three brothers and sisters. I had three close friends in my childhood: Ramananda Shastri, Arvindan, and Shiv Prakashan. All these boys were from the Orthodox Hindu Brahmin families. As children, none of us ever felt any difference among ourselves because of our religious differences and upbringing. In fact, Ramananda Shastri was the son of the Pakshi Lakshmana Shastri, the high priest of the Rameswaram temple. Later, he took over the priesthood to the Rameswaram temple from his father. Arvindu went into the business of arranging transport for visiting pilgrims, and Shiv Prakashan became a catering contractor for the Southern Railways. Now look, in this photo what we see, our family used to arrange boats to carrying idols of the Lord from the temple to the marriage site. During the annual Sri Sita Rama Kalyanam ceremony, our family used to arrange a boat with the special platform for carrying idols of the Lord from the temple to the marriage site, situated in the middle of the pond called Ramatirtha, which was near our house. Even from the Ramayana, from the life of the prophet, where the bedtime story my mother and grandfather would tell me children in our family. One day when I was in 5th standard at the Rameswaram Elementary School, a new teacher came to our class. I used to wear a cap which marked me as a Muslim, and I always sat in front of the next to Ramananda Shastri, who wore the scared thread. The new teacher could not stomach a Hindu priest's son sitting with a Muslim son. In accordance with our social ranking, as the new teacher saw it, I was asked to go and sit on the back bench. I felt very sad, and so did Ramananda Shastri. He looked utterly downcast as I shifted to my seat, and in last row, the image of him weeping when I shifted to the last row left lasting impression on me. After school, we went home and told our respective parents about the incident. Lakshmana Shastri summoned the teacher and in our presence told the teacher that he should not spread a poison of social equality and communal intolerance in the minds of innocent children. The bluntly asked the teacher to either apologize or quit the school. And in Iceland, not only the teacher regret his behavior, but the strong sense of conviction Lakshmana Shastri conveyed ultimately reformed his young teacher. Downcast means sad of the dispraise. Conviction यानी a strong opinion or belief. Here the teacher is teaching and Abdul Kalam already sit behind these children. I always sat in front of the row next to Ramananda Shastri. 8. On the whole, the small society of Rameswaram was very rigid in terms of the segregation and different social group. However, my science teacher Subramania Iyer, thought an orthodox Brahmin with a very conservative wife, was something of a rebel. He did his best to break social barriers so that people from varying background could mingle easily. Could mingle easily. He used to spend hours with me and would say, Kalam, I want you to develop so that you are on par with highly educated people of the big cities. One day he invited me to his home for meal. His wife was horrified at the idea of the Muslim boy being invited to dine in her ritually pure kitchen. She refused to serve me in her kitchen. Siva Subramania Iyer was not perturbed. perturbed, nor did he get angry with his wife, but instead served me with his own hands and sat down beside me to eat his meal. His wife watched us from behind the kitchen door. I wonder whether she had observed any differences in the way I ate rice, drank water, or cleaned the floor after the meal when I was leaving his house. Siva Subramanya Iyer invited me to join him for dinner again in the next weekend. Observing my hesitation, he told me not to get upset, saying, once you decided to change your system, such problems have to be confronted. When I visited his house the next week, Siva Subramanya Iyer's wife looked me inside her kitchen and served me food with his own hand. Then the Second World War was over. The India's freedom was imminent. Indians will build their own India, declared Gandhiji. The whole country was filled with unprecedented optimism. I asked my father to permission to leave Rameswaram and study to the district headquarters in Ramanathapuram. Siva Subramanya Iyer's wife took me inside her kitchen and served me food too. He told me as if think aloud, Abdul, I know you have to go away to grow. Does the seagull not fly across the sun alone and without a nest? He quoted Khalil Gibran to my hesitant mother. Your children are not your children. They are the son and daughters of the life longing itself. They come through you but not for you. You may give them your love but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. This was written by the APJ Abdul Kalam. उनकी जो बुक थी एंड एक्सट्रैक्ट फ्रॉम द विंग्स ऑफ फायर, राइट. सो दिस वॉज द लेसन. नाउ व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू first of all take some question answer. This is map of our India and this is the map of Tamil Nadu, right? Here is the Ramanathapuram. यहाँ पंबन आइसलैंड जहाँ वो रहते थे. चेन्नई नागपट्टिनम. Here are question number 1. What were the qualities that the Abdul Kalam admitted in his parents? Kalam's parents were noble and generous people. Thought his father was an austere man. He provided his family with all necessities in terms of food, medicine and clothes. He admired his father's honesty and self-discipline and his mother's faith in goodness and kindness. He admired his parents for respecting all religions. This is question number 2. Kalam's childhood was a secure one, both materially and emotionally illustrated. ये पॉइंट समझाइए. Question number 2. Kalam's childhood was a secure one, both materially and emotionally illustrated. Answer. APJ Abdul Kalam called his childhood a secure one because he had loving and caring parents who gave love and guidance to their children and took care of their emotional and physical needs. They provided their children with all necessities in terms of food, medicine, and clothes. Question number 3. What does Kalam show his father was a simple man? How does Kalam show his father was a simple man? Kalam's father was a simple, self-disciplined man. He neither had a formal education nor much wealth, and he avoided to all inessential comfort and luxuries. Question number 4. What kind of a person was Kalam's father? Answer. Abdul Kalam's father, Jainuddin, was a tall and handsome man. Although he did not have such for a formal education, he was progressive and valued education. He was an austere man and didn't have much wealth. However, he was a generous man and provided both material and emotional security to his family. He was a very practical man with a vast store of wisdom and obstructed the progressive way of his children. Question number 5. How does Abdul Kalam describe his mother's? Answer. Kalam's mother, Ashima, was a tall, good-looking and very attached to her children. She was an ideal helpmate to her husband. She was a gentle and kind lady with faith in goodness and deep kindness. Like her husband, she was very generous and fed the number of outsiders daily. Kalam inherited the values of the kindness and generosity from her. Kalam inherited the values of kindness and generosity from her. Question number 6. How was Kalam's appearance different from that of his parent? Kalam did not take after these tall and handsome parents. He was a rather short boy with average looks, unlike his parents who had quite striking features. His appearance was undistinguished. Question number 7. Briefly describe Abdul Kalam's ancestral house. उसका घर जो पुश्तैनी घर था वो कैसा था? Abdul Kalam's ancestral house was situated in the Mosque Street in Rameswaram. It had been built in the middle of the 9th century and was a fairly large Pakka house made of limestone and brick. Question number 8. How did the Second World War gave Abdul Kalam the opportunity to earn his first wages? When stoppage of the train was cancelled at the Rameswaram because of World War II, Kalam's cousin Samsuddin, and who distributed newspaper in Rameswaram, asked him to help in collecting newspaper bundles which were thrown from the moving train. This helped Abdul Kalam earn his first wages. So, here are some questions already we'll solve here, that you have to write down MCQs and whatever that 5 times in your notebook. Okay, still bye.